So yesterday I was scrolling through like movies to watch, and Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was sticking out to me. And I was really tired, so I was like, I don't feel like I'm gonna watch the entire movie, but I put it on anyway just because I felt called to, right? And so in the initial scene, right, Harry Potter just turned 11 and he starts getting letters from Hogwarts, right? And his family is trying to keep him from the letters, specifically his uncle. Uh, Anytime a letter comes, he is taking it, he's burning it, he's hiding them. And so eventually, what ends up happening is the birds just flood the house with the letters, and in an attempt to keep him from his destiny, in an attempt to keep him from his call, they end up moving to the middle of nowhere, literally an island with a light tower, and there's nothing on the island except the house and fucking rocks, right? And still, what happens? His destiny finds him. Hagrid shows up, gives him a birthday cake, and basically, gives him the letter personally. And so I was sitting there, and I was just sitting there. I was like, God, you are a fucking magnificent message maker, message giver. And I was sitting there, and I was like, this is spot on with the way God operates, right? If you have a calling on your life, if you have certain destiny, if you have a plan that God, made for you, no amount of sabotage is going to be able to take that away from you. No amount of hindrance is going to stop you from receiving what it is God has for you. And the enemy could physically go to the greatest lengths possible, and it would all amass to nothing, because God's will is final, and whatever God wants, that's exactly what is going to happen. And so if you're somebody that finds that you are constantly having to deal with battles, if you are constantly having to deal with fighting with the enemy, that kind of thing, or dealing with people in your life that are trying to sabotage your come up, trying to sabotage you 333 so that you don't reach your destiny, just know that what's for you can never miss you, regardless of whether you're at your house or on the fucking island in the middle of nowhere. God's message is going to get to you. God's will is going to get to you. Whatever God has for you, that is going to reach you. No amount of interference is going to be able to stop everything that God is bringing in for you. And so if you're somebody that deals with a lot of anxiety, particularly in this sphere, I just got a notification. If you're somebody that deals with anxiety when it comes to the things that God promised you, the things that were meant for you, and you can physically see the lengths that the enemy goes to try to stop you from that 444, or you can see the level of sabotage and it worries you, you have to try to remain grounded, and you have to try to take a step back and view things from the third perspective, right? View them from God's perspective, because you're going through all this right now, so you know how to operate. You know how to operate within a sabotaged framework. You know what it's like to be around snakes. You know what it's like to be around saboteurs, right? And what's going to happen is you start looking at things differently. When you start looking at it, oh, this is happening for me instead of against me. When you take ease, right? When you have that ease within your soul and being, that, you know, everything is going to work out for you the way it's destined to, then you really stop putting so much stress on the, oh my God, they're doing this, this, and this right now, 555. And you start looking ahead. You start looking way ahead. You start looking into the future, and you start seeing the actuality of the situation. Because you see, like, in an instance where somebody's trying to steal something from you, yeah, they can try to steal it, right? But what they're doing is they're getting negative karma, and they're setting themselves up. And so you worrying about it is doing nothing. God gave you the eyesight, right? God gave you the sight of what's yours, so that you keep that in mind and you work, you elevate, right? Because the release on this, or the hold on this, is never going to let go until you're ready for it. And so up into a certain point, you have to become that energetic match with what it is you're trying to obtain. Yes, it's rightfully yours, but if we got certain things before we were ready, we would end up just screwing ourselves over in one way or another. You know, if you're somebody that's, you know, stricken by anxiety from all the sabotage that goes on in your life, and God gives you, you know, a plot of land, now you turn into what's the lady from a series of Unfortunate Events? Their aunt that was like terrified of everything, and so she like bought her house up in the hill or up on the mountain or whatever. Like, you know, that's an extreme, but that's what I'm saying, right? Or if, you know, God bestowed upon you, like, oh, you're gonna do this, this, and that, and, you know, you're getting the intuitive nudges, you're getting the downloads, oh, people are doing black magic to try to steal my gift or destiny swap with me. If that's upsetting you now, how are you going to feel when it happens? Because a lot of people think that once you reach a certain level, everything just stops. But there's a reason why they say new levels, new devils. And that's because every time you elevate, every time you get to the next level, you have a new set of opponents. Just like a video game, you have a new set of opponents. Once you elevate to the point where the devil's minions on a certain level can no longer touch you, he has a whole nother level that now you have to face and clear, that you're going to elevate. And on each level, there's just going to be more and more sabotage. There's going to be more and more gossip. There's going to be more and more opposition. It's just going to look different. But the reason why we go through so much opposition on the ground level, if you will, or the lower levels of the elevation chart, is to prep us and get us ready. It's almost like 909. It's almost like when you do something enough, you get the I don't want to say you get the training, but it is kind of like training. You get the training, but you get that muscle memory. So in the event that something happens, God is confident, oh, they know exactly what to do in this situation. They've seen situations exactly like this. They're not going to buckle when somebody tries to sabotage them. They're not going to buckle when they know someone's trying to sabotage them. They're not going to buckle when somebody's standing right in their face, smiling, plotting on their demise. That's going to have no effect on them. Because when you start letting that stuff have the effect on you, it starts diminishing your energy. And God needs your energy up here. He doesn't need it down here. And so, always, 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 like I said, remain grounded, walk on the earth barefoot, meditate every day, bro. 10-10. It takes no time. People are always like, I don't have the time. You could meditate in 5 minutes. There are times when I can't meditate when I first get up, or I can't work out, but then I'll find a time to meditate throughout the day. Or at least if I can't meditate, I'm still talking to God all day, like, God, like, I didn't meditate today, like, give me the strength to carry on, to keep moving, that kind of stuff. You could always put on guided meditations. You don't always have to be doing the meditation, right? Like, I swear by Steve Nobel, a bunch of great meditations, actually inspired me to start making my own meditation videos. So I am going to do that at some point. But you could just put it on while you're driving to work. You could be at work, headphone in your ear, listening to it. Your subconscious is still going to absorb. And with people like Steve that do it the way they do, 1111, everything that's going on is still going to happen within, on the outside, not without, but, and you are still going to get the benefits. It is crucial. It is crucial when you are on the spiritual journey to stay balanced, to make sure your root chakra is functioning, is healthy, and that you are not just floating like a balloon with no type of anchor. You have to be grounded, or else you're just like kind of looking all over. You're getting 12-12, you're getting all of these downloads, information from all sorts of places, and it can get tiring real quick. And if you're not training, then you're gonna have difficulty. And a lot of times, people that have a lot of anxiety, it's because 1234, as I was saying that, it's because their root chakra is either blocked or being attacked. And so meditation is especially key in situations like this when you are feeling anxiety, because the root chakra is gonna make sure that you feel stable when it's in its prime energy, when it's in the healthy energy, when it's on full blast. And so there are a lot of things that we have symptoms for that are really 555, that are really manifestations of blocked chakras. And I'm gonna have to make a video talking about all that at some point. But if this message is for you, just know that no matter the level of sabotage, no matter the level of opposition, God is always going to get what he has for you to you. And there is not a being on earth plane, on the planet, right? There's not a being on the planet that can stop what God has for you from reaching you. If God has a letter with your name on it, you are going to get that letter. Even if God has to physically send someone to you personally, 1414, even if God has to take someone and be like, hey, I need you to give this to this person, that person is going to come. And when they do, you are going to know, oh my God, this is a message from God. Like, this is what God had for me. God had this message hand delivered to me. God had this package hand delivered to me. God had somebody hand deliver this to me. So y'all need to take a load off, because what's yours is yours. What's mine is mine. And what's yours is mine. No, I'm just kidding. I had to for the one time. I had to. I'm sure I got a couple laughs now, but What's yours is yours, what's mine is mine, what's theirs is theirs, and there's gonna be no taking that from you. So y'all need to rest easy, get a little bit of meditation in, eat healthy, work out, meditate. 15-15, dare I say, all the time. Get some meditation in. But much love to everybody as always, and I hope y'all have a blessed night.